How many of your sales team didn't make budget last quarter or last month or last week? Doesn't really matter, but how many of your sales team aren't performing? Here's a more important question for you. What are you doing about it? Because really that's what this is about. What are you doing about it? What action are you taking to fix your team? So we've got a number of tools and techniques, and I'm going to walk you through those over the next 10 minutes or so in this short video, and I hope you get a lot out of it, and I hope you get the chance to meet and speak about the challenges that you face, and we can present a solution and fix that for you. The reality is that most salespeople and most businesses simply don't do enough prospecting, and there are a number of reasons for that, and there are a number of ways that we can help you fix that problem. So let's look at a few key principles with regards to call centers, sales, and in today's environment and how we work with that. So all businesses really, if you scratch the surface, start with three key things. They start off with an idea, a list of prospects or suspects if you like, and a telephone. And the object is obviously pick up the phone and speak to the list and secure as many sales as you can within the shortest period of time and get your cash flow going. But the reality is that those three principles don't really go away. They actually just get a little bit more complex. And a lot of businesses would benefit if they just focused back on the core things, keeping the ideas fresh, working and nurturing that list, and expanding on the channels that they go to market with. The key principle really is that if you speak to more prospects, you're going to write more business. At a fundamental level, if you have more conversations, you're going to engage more, assuming that you've got a product which has value in the marketplace. Now, some of the challenges that we all face in this place is that most businesses don't fully understand the difference between the cost of a sale and the value of a customer. And really what I mean by that is that the cash flow that's necessary to acquire a sale, and when that actual sale return gives you a return on your investment. And for some businesses that could be 6 years, 6 months. Everybody wants a return today, of course, but that's always not possible. Sales, as I said earlier, won't or can't pick up the telephone, and that's an inherent problem. The market today, I don't need to tell anyone, is ultra competitive. Everybody's trying to undercut and slice and dice, and it really is an opportunity to reposition and own a particular niche in the marketplace. So someone else is eating your lunch. I mean, everyone else wants to, and if you're not building a better and tighter relationship with your prospects as well as your customers, you're going to be out of business pretty soon. So business owners, and I mean that as directors and owners of the business, even if you're not from a sales background, they do need to own the sales function. That doesn't mean they have to be salespeople. It doesn't mean that they should own the function. And when I say that, it's really about managing a system, not people. Too many sales managers and business owners try and manage 15 people doing 15 things in different ways. And really they're missing the point, is that they should be managing a system which in turn manages those people. So this sort of brings me back to this area of telemarketing, because traditionally telemarketing has been seen as a low-skilled or entry-level work either within a sales context or within a marketing context. You end up with poorly trained and unmotivated employees. They're motivated in this sense to leave, or motivated to do something else, but they're not motivated for the task, which is really about engagement, conversation, engaging with people on the other side of the telephone. Now, a lot of the call center or telemarketing industry is being set up by the banking and finance industry, and that demands scripts, and it demands rigor and compliance with regards to AFSL licenses and various products and projects. And that unfortunately has cast a shadow across the telemarketing function. It's not always the case, and we're in the business of changing that. Generally speaking, in most organizations that I work with, there's no ownership. Sales or marketing, no one really wants to own this function within the business. And telemarketing as the #1 prospecting channel is something that should be owned either by sales or marketing or the business in general. Now here's the paradox. The telephone, the humble phone, is the most powerful marketing and sales tool in your business. We know that, and at a fundamental level, they tend to sit on people's desks or salespeople's desks, when really, you dial a couple of numbers and you could speak to anyone in the world. You couldn't create a product like that. So this is where we come in, Strikeforce Sales. We're not a call center. We weren't built as a call center. We don't have a call center philosophy or process. We've got a sales philosophy. We are interested in being part of a well-engineered sales pipeline. And to that extent, we consult and work with our clients, helping them develop that. We specialize in business-to-business outbound dialing. That's quite different from what I would call inbound or customer service type calls, and it's a different type of person that works in that environment. Our agents are trained obviously in sales. I'm a sales trainer, and particularly in the area of new business development and psychology and engagement. The whole art of conversation. It's a balance between art and science, of course, but the art of conversation is one of the key reasons why we succeed. We don't use scripts. Scripts fundamentally don't work, and I'm willing to bet that the last person who rang you and read a script to you didn't get very far. The problem with that is, of course, if there's no scripts, what do you use? Well, we've developed a structure which is unique in the industry and allows you to have control over what is said, but importantly gives the responsibility of that back to the agent, because if you write the script, well, then it's your fault. But if we have a structure, then the agent owns that and they take responsibility for the call. So here it is, the old humble telephone. What a great marketing and sales tool. And as I said, it sits in most businesses, sales teams, desks, gathering dust and not actually being used to its full extent. Now here's your average sales team, and I want to sort of introduce a little bit of, a few statistics here that I think will shine a bit of a light on in a dark room. A while ago, a lady called Mary Pecas in the United States took a look at the average sales teams that are out in the marketplace and found out a number of key things. One was she found that 48% of salespeople only make one attempt to reach a new prospect. 48% will try once. 20% will make 2 attempts. 7% will make 3 attempts. 5% will make 4 attempts. And only 4% will make 5 attempts or more to reach a prospect. Now, those are important numbers because you can pretty much bet that your competition will have similar statistics. And if most of their sales team were only making 1 contact attempt before they give up and move on, well, there's a message in there, because where the money is, and this is particularly true with high-end discretionary purchases, considered purchases, the key factor here is that she also looked at the business owner's side of things, and she found out an amazing 70% of business owners can't make a yes decision until they have had 5 or more contacts from a new provider. Think about that. 70% of your target market can't say yes until they've had 5 meaningful contacts with your organization. Now, if you take that straight away and just apply it to your existing organization and your sales methodology, you suddenly have to go, wow, that means if I've got a list of 100, I have to engineer 500 separate contact attempts over the next X months in order to get onto the park and win. That's where we help you. So, sales and systems. Look, as simply as I can put it, the sales journey is the journey from no to yes over a period of time. Okay, so we start off with 100 no's, and we want to get to as many yeses as we can within a certain period of time. The simple sales strategies that most businesses will employ will be, step 1, call or qualify. Step 2, meet scope. Step 3 will be present some type of a solution. Step 4, there'll be some type of negotiation that takes place. And step 5, there'll be an agreement and negotiation regarding terms. At the start of the sales process, and these are all sales steps, at the start of the sales process, it's really where all the hard effort goes in. Just the sheer hard work of picking up the telephone and speaking to new prospects and businesses. That's what we do. Over a period of time, whatever that time frame is, we break it into those 5 steps. We can begin to see how we can engineer a sales pipeline, because at each step 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 we require different techniques and different types of people. That's a key element. However, the customer, the prospect, doesn't go through, no customer wants to go through a sales journey. They want to buy, and when they go, their side of the pipeline, if you like, goes from left to right, and as you can see at the top left, there's a thin wedge. Our effort is matched by their lack of interest, yet that's where the work is. And so the typical customer goes through trust steps from A to E. Our job here at Strikeforce Sales is working with you and your team, etc., and ensuring you get off to a good start and building that trust and that engagement and qualifying the customer, so that when you meet, you're meeting with genuinely qualified prospects who have a genuine interest in using your product and service. So how do we work? Well, we charge you a flat fee for the first month. It's fairly straightforward. We don't have setup fees, etc., etc. And we have a detailed process where we profile the prospect. We spend a lot of time engineering the data, so it's the right data that we're calling into, and we obviously train in the pitch and observe, and we encourage you as the client to either listen in or observe the operators or the agents working on your account. And of course, we then start reporting on a daily basis and adjusting our pitch to get the best yield possible from the project. So this is what we want to do for you. Okay, we want to train your team in a sales system. Now, I understand that your team may not be sales people. However, that doesn't mean that they can't have sales skills or sales techniques. We want to support them with highly qualified appointments. So these high quality opportunities that are being sent to them, if you look at your typical team, if you're seeing 4 people today, 4 people on average a week, what would happen to your business if you were seeing 6? It's a very simple premise, but it has a huge implication for the bottom line in your business. We provide measurable outcomes in terms of we like to be accountable. We like to hit targets. We like to exceed them. And we'll give you a set of tools so that you can manage your sales process via our services. And we'll get a program up and running within 2 weeks. Generally speaking, that's the maximum. We can often do it shorter. That's why we're called Strikeforce Sales. We can put a team together quite quickly and get on the ground and running. And importantly, we will get your brand in front of your key target market. Right now, there are prospects out there who simply don't know about you and are looking for exactly the service that you provide. Simply by waving the flag and being in front of them is a fantastic way to capture low-hanging fruit and business that's ready to work with you today. And of course, we clean and update all of the records as we're working through them, so that your data set is always going to be better. So that's it, folks. That's the end of my presentation. It's a short presentation. I thought it's a little bit an opportunity for us to talk, obviously have a conversation. I'd like you to sort of look at a few of our papers, a few things we put in the media, and we can have a conversation about the future. We can have a conversation about how we can help you. We genuinely like working with companies we like, and in order to do that, we need to get to know each other. So give us a call and we can take it from there. Thanks.